I've had I've had some bad drug experiences. And most of those have been out of taking too many drugs, or taking too many different types of drugs unwisely. And sometimes when you are high, it's harder to make the right decisions. And that's where experience does come in.
If you're wanting to go out and take drugs and party, so here are some safe things that you can do, is drink water and have spaces between your intake of water and your drug use. Track whether you're drinking as well, so the combination of different drugs, alcohol, ice or benzos, like those combinations can be really dangerous. So it's about working out what combinations you're actually having as well, and trying to reduce them.
And then there's the setting. So the setting sort of takes obviously into consideration where you are. So if you were to be at home and you had some MDMA and you had some quiet music and dimmed lights, you're going to have a very different experience from, say, taking MDMA out in a club or at a doof where there's sort of lots of loud music, lots of people, bright colours, stuff like that. So where you take your drugs does make a big impact on how you're going to experience them.
Use around other people, so safe using with other people can be a lifesaver sometimes. And know the amounts you're using or know the drugs you're actually taking. So know the dealer you're scoring off, so that you know how much you should be taking that is safe for you.
Maybe go to the same person that you trust to get your drugs. Obviously, you're never going to say, what are the drugs like? And the dealer might say, well, they're the best, but you can ask whether they're the same as last time.
So understanding those factors and managing them even while you're high is really important. Drinking lots of water is an obvious one. Having your friends around you is really important. There's nothing worse than being really high and being somewhere by yourself. Because I've had lots of fun times doing that, but then I'll think back 2 days later and think that was really dangerous. I was really high and I was by myself, and that made me really vulnerable.
After knowing lots of drug users for a long time, there's a lot of people that have learnt really crappy things in the beginning and they follow that all, throughout their drug use. So I think it's really important to be armed with the right information first.
With come downs, I think it's just experience. I'll often get to the end of a bender or wake up the next day and start thinking all these negative thoughts, and then I'll stop myself in the middle of it and go, wait a minute, I'm coming down. And I'll be able to separate that thought from who I actually am and what's going on inside me. So sometimes it's hard to tell, but just being aware of it, especially if you're out for the second night out, you might start to get way more grumpy, you might start to get way more paranoid or insecure. Understanding that is the come down, that those thoughts are the come down, is really vital for you to keep remaining having a good time and being a good friend to everybody.